Hello students, good evening to all of you. We will try to understand Indian history in a crash course manner. Indian history we can divide into three parts. From the prelims point of view, this is ancient India. Second part is medieval India. And third one is modern India. These are the three important sections if you consider entire Indian history. The recent trend shows from ancient medieval more questions are coming. If you consider past 3 years and if you go back to 6-7 years onwards, gradually the number of questions from modern India coming down, the weightage of ancient medieval India is increasing. And here there is one component which many students are afraid of, this component, that is art and culture. Students used to think as if art and culture is a separate one, but do not see art and culture as a separate one. It is a part of ancient, medieval, and modern. Most of the question will not come from this, but from ancient, medieval, related to art and culture are the questions. There will be some questions which you will not find in the regular books. UPSC connect those questions from current affairs. So that is how you have to see. But generally, art and culture accumulated very significant place gradually in our UPSC prelims. That's why, as if art and culture, students started seeing as if it is a separate subject. But to understand art and culture, to answer art and culture questions, you should not see like that. While we are understanding ancient medieval, you will automatically get covered art and culture questions also. If you see the timeline, the time period, online students, if you take timeline of the period, important developments. First, let us see throughout from ancient to modern, then one by one we have to see individually. So this goes Stone Age, IVC. I'm writing only important developments which are very important, which have changed the course of history. Vedic period. And if you see the time period is this Vedic period, we consider 1500 BC is beginning of Vedic period. Then Mahajanapada period, 600 BC. Then Mauryans, approximately 300 BC. This is the timeline. Next, post-Mauryan. When it comes to post-Mauryan, 185 BC onwards. Next, Gupta period, 320 CE is considered as the Gupta era. Post-Gupta, this is 550 CE. Then in 750 CE, we call early medieval. And from 1206 Delhi Sultanate, this period is referred medieval India. You see this component early medieval? Make an important note of this one. Early medieval and post Mauryan. This section and this section is going to be important linkage between Guptas to Delhi Sultans. That means from ancient to medieval time period. Many developments have taken place here. That's why in UPSC more prelims questions are coming. More and more prelims questions are coming. And this is one area, UPSC prelims. Take the previous year questions. You will be shocked if I say just one chapter, 5 questions. If you get 5 questions in entire ancient India, then that itself is a very big thing. Here, in single chapter in ancient India, 5 questions. Can you imagine the kind of significance that is coming? But you cannot understand post-Mauryan without understanding these things. So that it has to come in a natural way, it has to come in the logical sequence. This is one area, UPSC's favorite one. During this time period, Buddhism, Jainism emerged. And before that, what is considered as foundation of Hinduism or Hindu thought that emerged from Vedic in the literary format, in non-literary format. The Hindu elements goes back to this time period. And that is how, now once a new element comes, all the elements will continue. So once, if some tradition starts in India, throughout the history, it continues to survive. That is unique in case of Indian history and Indian culture. You see this one. This is from ancient, from Stone Age to early medieval and Delhi Sultan. If you go down, after 1206, this is Delhi Sultanate period starts, and 1526, Mughals. This is almost 300 years of Delhi Sultans and Mughals. 1858. In 1857, Great Revolt took place, and in 1858, now British monarch. British monarch. Like in Delhi Sultan, you have many dynasties. And this is a Mughal dynasty. And now British dynasty or British monarch will come. And finally, India got independence in 1947. And India became a republic in 1950. India became a republic. India became a republic means we don't want these monarchs, no dynasties. India means it is not the territory of any dynasty. India means it is the territory belongs to every person who is inhabiting this land. The thought process itself has changed. And it is not all of a sudden one. This is contribution of so many scholars, socio-religious reformers, freedom fighters, enlightenment thinkers, many. But that's why today what we think of nation is different. In those times, kingdom means that kingdom belongs to a king, not to the people. But today, that area does not belong to any family. It belongs to entire people. This is how overall. Now, when it comes to medieval India questions will come from Delhi Sultan also, Mughals also. What is the contribution of art and culture? Contribution of Delhi Sultans for art and culture. Contribution of Mughals for art and culture. That questions will come. There is one kingdom between 1206 to 1526. It played a dominant role, but even it survived after 1526 also. That means there is a kingdom which started in 1330s and continued to survive till 1600s. That is Vijayanagara kingdom. Vijayanagara kingdom. UPSC's favorite topic is this one. You just check previous year questions last 4 years. Last 4 years. Every year you will find one question on this. In mains also it is asked, and in prelims regularly 1 year. One reason is new element are the rise of Islam emerged, the Islamic practices and the Islamic laws that prevailed in the country during Delhi Sultans and Mughals. While some kingdoms continue to patronize the ancient traditions. So Indian history means it goes back to Stone Age, and from that time period onwards, continuously elements were coming. When it comes to Vijayanagara kingdom, whatever the tradition started from Vedic period, that is Sanskrit tradition, which is started from Vedic period, that flourished even in this time period also. Could you see how this is important? Indians are not forgetting the ancient traditions. They were continuously upgrading. New elements are coming. Some elements will start, new element will come, old and new continue to exist. That process, that's why today we know Sanskrit also, where India is having a population follow Islam, where Islamic population is more in comparison with many other countries in the world. Christianity also there. Whatever idea that comes to India, that continue to survive. This is overall timeline. But this timeline you cannot easily understand if you do not have proper idea about the geography. We are talking about India. So here India means what? India means here you have to see the undivided India. India, Pakistan, Bangladesh. The undivided India are the geographical connection that is Indian subcontinent. That is very important. Now we'll see this. Next one, geography. Many prelims questions are coming with respect to linkage between the locations and important developments. Geography of Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent. Now you see this. This is India. Present day modern boundaries. And this is one. The subcontinent, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. If you take mountains, these are the mountains are there. Himalayas. Here also Himalayas are there. And this is Vindhyas, Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats. And many rivers are also there. Ganga, Yamuna, Indus, Narmada, Godavari, Krishna, and Kaveri. And this side, Brahmaputra river. This is modern day boundaries. Suppose if I draw this one without present day boundaries, how it looks? Looks like this. Rivers, Narmada, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Ganga, Yamuna, Indus, and this one. Mountains. So naturally, that is getting created. This is how. Now, if people are coming from somewhere from Central Asia, they will not have these boundaries. They do not know these boundaries. These are 1947 boundaries. For the ancient people, just they are crossing from mountains. There will be a lot of mountains. Just moving from one mountain to the other mountain and moving, crossing the river. And if there is a plain area, and they will settle in that plain area. If it is a forest area, they will clear the forest and they will try to settle. You see this? And this is Indus. This is Ganga. This is Yamuna. This is Brahmaputra, Narmada, Vindhyas, and same goes Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. So for them, ancient people, there is no modern line. It is just like they are crossing from one area to the other area. And this geographical location could be, suppose if a person is coming from here, they have to cross this mountain, they have to cross this river. And if they suddenly enter into this location and they have to cross desert also, and now they will enter into plain area. So that is how ancient people have no maps also in them, in their hands. Today we have maps, but those people do not have the maps also in their hands. Just keep on moving from one place to the other place in search of food. Simply like today also, many Indians are going other countries like Europe, America for the better livelihood opportunities. This is the land where these developments have taken place. And so many developments have taken place in this land. Different religions emerged, different philosophies emerged, different people have written something. From our examination point of view, who are the important people and what was their contribution? That is what we need to see. This is the land, and what is the, for the first time, the earliest human being settlement. Today, 140 crore. Now, this is the area where 145 crores of people. But if you go back to the independence time period, 33 crore to 40 crore. If you include Pakistan, Bangladesh also, 40 crores around that. If you go back to 100 years earlier, 20 crores. During 1800 time period, 20 crore. Go back to even 400 years earlier, 15 crores. 1000 years earlier, 10 crores. 2000 years earlier, 5 crores. 20,000 years, then that population will come down. But location is this much. And if you keep on going back, till what time you will keep on going back? You will go back to the position where the earliest, the first human being started settlement in this land. And for that, First of all, human beings have to evolve from the animals. That is the biological evolution. That is the aspect deals with the Stone Age. The Stone Age deals with that aspect. From the examination point of view, there are certain evidences. In some evidences, we got stone tools. These are the stone tools that is giving a clue to earliest human settlements. There was no written record. We cannot read about them. We cannot understand about them by reading because nothing is there. When it comes to later people, then they started slowly writing and they left some records in written format. And today we are able to read them. To understand those people, they have written something and we are able to read them. But certain people did not leave anything in writing. Only we have to understand by digging if there is something, any equipment or any kind of tool which was left by them hundreds of years, thousands of years ago, or lakhs of years ago, we can understand them. This is geography. And one more element is there, how to combine our timeline with geography. So one is timeline. Many developments have taken place from ancient to modern period. That is one element. Second element is this is the location. All these stories happened in this location. But these are the modern day boundaries. But ancient people do not have those boundaries. And for them, this is the geography is the boundary. Natural rivers, the Himalayas are the natural wall for India. Rivers, then coastal area, all these are the natural frontiers. But gradually, like the modern day frontiers emerged, in this land, gradually these physical or the artificial boundaries also emerged. And those artificial boundaries, in terms of political development, took place from one place to the other time, one time period, the other time period, from one place to the other place. If we draw one more map by combining this timeline with location, you will get a better idea. The third heading, geography plus timeline. Now you can say this. In every place, there is a story. In every place, there will be a story. Here, something has happened since lakhs of years ago. Here, something has happened lakhs of years ago, and so on. We got the evidence of stone tools, writing, scriptures, many things we got to know. Some kings, some rulers accumulated huge tracts of land and called what they called kingdom. And the people started fighting for the kingdom also. But everything happened in this territory only. This is the location where first cities emerged in India. That is between 2600 BC to 900 BC. Important prelims question. First urbanization took place on which river? Indus River. First urbanization. This is the time period. We call this as mature Harappan. All right. But if some cities emerged means there must be first villages. Then only people of the village can enter into city culture, city life. All of a sudden, cities cannot emerge. It's a gradual process. There is a place called Mehergarh. There is a place called Mehergarh. This is considered as the first village in India. First village. Here, India means, please try to understand, Indian subcontinent. Naturally, whatever the territory, the natural territory which is nature itself has given, this is the territory. Can I identify this? This is the territory we are talking about. But if you see the physical, this is how it looks. Can you identify this? If you go back to the northernmost, snow-peaked mountains, very difficult to cross in this area. And very difficult to cross this also, ocean. This is a natural protection. This is a natural protection to this land. If you consider this as a home, and for this home, this is natural protection. This is natural protection in ancient times, not now. Because now they are not the protection, they are just they are not barrier, they are bridges. Many ships can come, aeroplanes can come, missiles can come. Now the technology changed. Now there is no place which is safe. But our ancient people enjoyed the security from these places. And same goes to this place also. But with respect to this place, there is one area near this. It is known as Khyber Pass. And near this Khyber Pass, there is a passage. And people can come. People can come. And the same is the case. These people also can go. These people can also go. They could be traders. They could be religious people. There could be missionaries. There could be even military also. That means conquerors who want to conquer new territory. Today we have these boundaries, modern day boundaries. But this is how the natural geography. People like Alexander the Great, he wanted to conquer earliest times. In this way, Khyber Pass provided the access. This also important prelims question. Which pass is giving the access to the people outside Indian subcontinent? That is Khyber Pass. And same goes, Indian ideas went outside. For example, here also Buddhism is there. Buddhism emerged from here. But Buddhism reached there. How it went? Again, same Khyber Pass. This is one route. And this is another route, ocean route. The largest temple in the world, Hindu temple, not in India, but Hinduism born here. But Hinduism ideas influenced outside India. In Cambodia, there is a temple, Angkor Wat temple, which is considered as the largest temple in the temple complex in the world. It was born here and it went. How it went? Through this sea route and through this land route. India is influencing other areas also. Other people are also going to enter into this land. In those times, people used to migrate from one hill to another hill, one river to the another river, one plain to another river, one forest to the other forest, and so on. Likewise, it's a gradual. In that process, a first village developed in Mehergarh, that is 7000 BC. Now, first cities, this timeline. If you go back in the time period 7000, first village. Now, were there people before 7000 also? Yes, people are there. And they were called Paleolithic people. For example, Bhimbetka, Adamgarh, Hunsgi in Karnataka. Some examples, Bori in Maharashtra. Now, like in 2600 BC, mature, and here first village and earliest human settlements. Earliest or one of the earliest human settlements are emerging from this. What is the time period? Roughly, approximately, when it comes to Bori, it is 5 lakh years. Bhimbetka, 1 lakh years. Are you identifying this? In 2600, first city, first village, and earliest settlements in Bhimbetka, Adamgarh, Bori, and so on. This will go on as the new archaeological developments come. The time period may be pushed back to even deeper. That's how different places were identified. Hathnora in Madhya Pradesh. When archaeologists wanted to explore, they will try to identify if there is any place which is away from the settlement, the present times. Otherwise, they cannot go and dig everything. Some hills, some isolated areas, if there is any kind of evidence, they will go and they will start identifying, explore it first. Once they explore, if they feel this is something which is having importance to archaeology, which may give some clues to our ancient people, then they will start excavating it. So exploring first, then excavating, digging it. In that digging process, they could get stone tools, bone tools, stone tools, bone tools, metal tools like copper, iron, bronze. And when these tools were put to the test, radiocarbon dating method, uranium carbon dating method, there are different carbon dating methods. Depending on that, it provides some evidence of the time period. This stone tool belong to which time period? And suppose some kind of skulls, human skulls also can come out. Depending on the existence of these elements, archaeologists come to the conclusion that around 1 lakh years ago, some settlements are there in this. Some people even painted on walls. So based on that, they come to the conclusion that here some people were there and this is the time period. Likewise, now, after some time, people developed first Veda called Rig Veda in this location. This is Rig Veda. Time period, after the first urbanization, this is the first Veda, 1500 BC. Here I am talking about geography plus timeline. I am not entering into details of these chapters. I am just giving you the connectivity, how you have to see history. Then you will remember for a long time. In this location, Rigveda emerged in 1500 BC. Rigveda did not emerge all of a sudden. It has taken at least 500 years. That's why 1500 BC to 1000 BC, it was continuously evolving. Location is Indus River. Are you identifying? Indus River. The moment Rigveda came into picture, it is not there. Rigveda is not here. Rigveda is not here, but Rigveda was only here. But today, in 1500 BC, it was here. But today, as of 2025, Rigveda is here and here and here. Not only here, it even is there in Southeast Asia. It is there across the world. So that is why, after some time, these ideas are going to percolate or spread to different parts. But initially, at some point of time, Buddhism is going to take, but at one point later, it is going to become universal religion. Like Veda, like that, Veda also, first Veda emerged here, later it is going to spread across the world, and in Indian subcontinent. But initially, this is the one. From the prelims point of view, you have to please observe this Rig Veda around this time period. Now, as these ideas spread to new areas, other Vedas are also written here, 1000 BC to 600 BC. In history, it is known as later Vedic period. Later Vedic period. Now, what it is giving? As the time is changing from 1000 BC to 600 BC, the ideas of Vedas are entering into new location. They are also creation of the new knowledge. Old knowledge is continuing, new knowledge is entering. Next, after this, first kingdoms emerged. For the first time, proper kingdoms emerged. And these are known as Mahajanapadas. So many kingdoms, and these are called Mahajanapadas. Out of this Mahajanapada, how many are there? 16 Mahajanapadas are there. Identify how Indian history is moving. Stone cave people, then first village settlement, then first urbanization, then first Veda, then first kingdom, then naturally next logical step is first empire. Empire means which is going to conquer all these kingdoms and create one big kingdom called empire. That empire is Magadha. This Mahajanapada in 600 BCE is these many kingdoms are there. Magadha is one of the small kingdoms, and after some time it will become like this. And this is known as in Indian history Mauryan Empire. Are you able to connect the geography and history? Geography, without geography, there is no story. As the people's experiences are changing, then history is getting created. This is known as First Empire. And this is the empire, Indian subcontinent. From present day Afghanistan, it included even present day Afghanistan also, the Bangladesh also, Pakistan also. Across Indian subcontinent, this empire, except deep south and northeastern parts, remaining area came under Ashoka. Ashoka belongs to Mauryan dynasty. What period of time? The time period of Mauryan is 321 BC to 187 or 185 BC. During this time period, these small kingdoms completely annihilated by different dynasties, and it became this. From the prelims point of view, they will ask, what is the evidence? Ashoka issued so many inscriptions, and from those inscriptions only, we are able to understand Mauryan Empire. Different literatures are also emerged by this time. What are the languages, which texts, and who are the important people contributed for the creation of a very big empire. So if you see, the questions are related to people. These people could be rulers. These people could be monks. These people could be scholars. Another set of questions based on places. In different places, different evidence came, and places and evidence. Rulers, monks, scholars, and places, religion, different religions and philosophies. Broadly, our prelims questions are going to be like a different set of people and different places and different philosophies. And everything that happened in this land only. But in this land, all the developments all of a sudden did not develop, over a period of time develop. And ideas also, different ideas emerged in different time periods. Later, these ideas are going to spread to other areas. This is what Mauryan Empire, geography and time period. Time period means Mauryans. By Mauryan time period, entire Indian subcontinent came under single entity. Then after some time, what is the option for this empire? Either this empire has to grow to other areas also, one option, or remain there as it is even till today. Till today also, we should be under Mauryan Empire if it did not change. Or another possibility is to break up. If today Mauryan Empire is not there, that means Mauryan Empire disappeared. Disappeared means what happened to this mighty empire? That is called disintegration. That period we call post-Mauryan period. In post-Mauryan period, once again, like previous kingdoms, many kingdoms emerged. And this time people are going to be different. People are going to speak different languages, different methods of conquest, and different ways of communication. Everything change as the society changes. Like so many people, so many kingdoms emerged. Like this. Now, who are these people? It could be Shunga, Kharavela, Chola, Pandya, Chera, Satavahanas, Shakas, and here Greeks, Kushanas. You could see Mauryan Empire disintegrated. Now, in place of Mauryan Empire, so many small kingdoms emerged. That's why I told this chapter, this is called post-Mauryan. 5 questions. Post-Mauryan. 5 questions came, I told. So these are the, because there are so many kingdoms, this Kushanas contributed. For example, if you take Mauryans, Mauryans contributed for economy. Some questions will come. Society, some questions will come. Religion during this time period, some questions will come. Art and culture. One empire. These are the sub-themes. Now you apply the similar kind of sub-themes. Kushanas, their economy, their society, their religion, their art and culture. One possibility is there. Satavahanas, their economy, their society, their religion, their art and culture. This is also. Now earlier only one empire, only one time understanding enough. But now it is not the case. You have to understand these people policies, and these people's policies, polity, economy, art and culture, contribution. And same goes to these are also polity, society, economy, art and culture. Able to understand this? That's why many things are there to understand in post-Mauryan time period. Geography and time period is changing. Now you see how. Otherwise, you cannot understand. If I simply say that Mauryan resulted in post-Mauryan, you cannot really correlate in which location what is happening. This is within India. Now, India is not isolated. India is connecting with the outside world also. That's why what is the connectivity with these areas also is important. And the same goes here also. Indians were connected with these people also continuously. There was a Roman Empire at this point of time. Roman Empire. India connected with Roman Empire through this route. Here Chinese Empire was there. And Chinese Empire, Roman Empire connected with a road called Silk Road. In this, it was passing through Kushanas. That's why Kushanas benefited out of this Silk Road. Are you seeing how the time period is changing? When timeline changes, it's like a British came, they captured, and after some time they had to leave. And once the British left India, today India is an independent country. Indians only ruling India. Likewise, any development is not a permanent one. Every state, every stage you will see the difference. Every stage you will see changes. After Mauryans, these many developments have taken place. During this time period, India was earning a lot of gold. Gold was coming to India. India became one of the richest in the world due to trading activities with Roman Empire, Chinese Empire, and these many kingdoms in India. That is how, as the changes are taking place in the world, that is also influencing India. Now, these people contributed art and culture. From the examination point of view, what is the contribution of these different kingdoms? Their capitals are important. Their art and culture during their time is important. What kind of books developed during that time period? What religions were patronized by the rulers? Important. Those are the prelims questions. Now, once again, one of the dynasties in small kingdoms, they wanted to rule, and each and every kingdom wanted to rule. That's why there were continuous wars and battles. One dynasty became successful. Now, that dynasty is Gupta dynasty. Now, what is the Gupta dynasty? It starts from here and it will start expanding. And once again, this will also create a very huge empire like this. And indirectly, they have alliances like this. Through alliances and through direct control, matrimonial alliance or indirect control, they once again controlled large tracts of land. After Mauryans, so these are Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas reached peak stage called Mauryans. That means political unity, larger territory came under single dynasty. Once again, this is a declining phase, post-Mauryan. Multiple kingdoms emerged, and once again, unification takes place, Gupta period. UPSC is asking what are the various dynasties during this time period. And now, after some time, Guptas are not going to be permanent one. In Indian history, during their time period, once again, what we need to do? Their economy, their society, their religion, their art and culture, their political administration. Same. Economy, society, religion, art and culture, political administration. Same themes we have to identify in Guptas also. Next one. And after some time, again, it is not permanent one. It is going to change. This will disintegrate into multiple kingdoms. And this is how. From the UPSC prelims point of view, two kingdom names are given here. Two kingdom names are given here. That's why post-Mauryan two kingdoms, post-Gupta two kingdoms, and they will ask, arrange them in chronological order. If you broadly know that they came after Guptas, they came before Guptas, and your purpose is going to solve. That's why minimum information is required for ancient and medieval. You forget about very difficult questions, but some basic questions UPSC given opportunity, those basic questions you will be able to answer it just by knowing this sequence of developments. Now, come down. After some time, once again it will rise. Same process. And no matter what, how many times you draw India map, you are going to see disintegration of political system and one kingdom will come and unify it. And after some time, that main kingdom will disintegrate. Once again, one more dynasty will come and unify. And now this, once again, you will rise. This will come Delhi Sultanate. This is known as post-Gupta, and early medieval period. Underline this one, very crucial component in asking prelims questions. What are the contributions of there are so many kingdoms? Like in case of Guptas, economy, society, polity, art and culture. But if you take here multiple kingdoms, if there are 5 important kingdoms, that means 5 into 5, 20, 20, 25 will come. And same is the case here. If there are multiple kingdoms, contribution to different spheres of life, Delhi Sultans, and after some time, what will happen? And after some time, again, Delhi Sultan will disintegrate. This time, Mughals. And if you go here, now once again, after some time, Mughals disintegration. Once again, integration. This is British. And this part, medieval and modern. And before that, early, medieval, and ancient before that. Could you see how we connected geography and timeline? Timeline, as it passes, disintegration and integration, disintegration, integration, disintegration, integration. Now we are in this phase, British, as of 2025. Except Pakistan and Bangladesh, that's British divided already. And remaining India, what is there in our hand? We are still maintaining unity and integrity. Unity and integrity. We are understanding our history. Prelims point of view, we will get important people, important places, important philosophies, important books, authors and all. But the real purpose to understand our history is how to maintain this unity and integrity so that India will not disintegrate into multiple pieces. What lessons we can learn when an empire is at a peak stage, what lessons we can learn if an empire is in crisis, so that in 2025 we can understand and we can learn lessons and we will apply the solutions before it becomes too late. That's why we are trying to understand the process, factors for the rise of an empire and factors for the downfall. If India wants to rise further and further, we have to learn lessons how powerful empires raised in the past. If we don't want to disintegrate, we have to learn lessons from them only, that why these powerful empires disintegrated. That is how during modern time period, British, their policies, again same thing, structure is same. Structure is British economic policies, politico-administrative policies, society during this time period, then art and culture during this time period. The fundamental framework is same. Time period will change, geography will change, and depending on that, the elements also keep changing. Is it clear so far? Timeline we have seen, geography we have seen, and how the geography and timeline are interlinked. So this is how we are going to approach. We will start one chapter, then we will draw the map, then we will try to understand in which locations which evidence came, and so on. We will keep moving one after the other. So first one, Stone Age. Today, India is having 145 crores of people. As I said, if you go back to the previous times, the population is very limited, like maybe 10 lakh, 5 lakh, 1,000 people also. Humans are evolving from animal stage to human stage. Only animals were there, not human beings were there. If you go back to the species evolution stage, briefly, those details are covered in the chapter called Stone Age. This is how. From the prelims point of view, important important areas. We consider since human evolution to rise of agriculture. So that means people were depending on hunting earlier, hunting and gathering, to production of own food. From caves, hunting and gathering stage to the production of new their own food. Human beings started producing their own food till that period we call Stone Age. The earliest evidence is coming from this location, Africa. From there, they migrated to different locations. They even migrated to different locations. Initially, animals to human species. And this evolution was taking place 20 lakh years ago. It is not now, years ago. 3 lakh years ago. 1 lakh years ago. Can you identify this? 20 lakh, 5 lakh, 1 lakh. As the time period is evolving and the human species evolution from animal stage to human stage also evolving, by this time, brain capacity increases. Brain capacity increases. Now, earlier, like animals, today, what animals are doing? From morning to evening, their time goes on how to get food only. Animals keep on roaming from one place to the other place. If they are hungry, they hunt the animals, they eat it, they sleep, and if they are hungry again, they will try to hunt. Tomorrow morning also, again same. After that also, again same. But human species were not like that. Initially, human species were also like animals only, but at some point of time, it changed. Brain capacity increased, thinking ability created. Thinking ability. Once thinking ability came to this species, then people started creating or innovating new food procurement mechanism. Not the traditional one, traditional hunting and gathering, but the human beings started why to hunt every day. We will produce food for some time and we will store it, and the rest of the year we can save. Rest of the year we can save. Likewise, people started thinking this is change. This has changed from the animals to human beings. And this development has taken place at this point of time. Is there any evidence in case of India that evolution, that the people are thinking, are moving from animal stage to the more advanced species stage? Yes, we have evidence. Those evidences only our prelims question. In which states? These are called Stone Age or prehistoric sites. We call prehistoric sites. So this is one map. Let us go for another one. important prehistoric sites. Important prehistoric sites. Please draw this. Whatever map markings we are doing, these are the questions in which state these sites are identified. From hunting gatherings to agriculture production. If you take Madhya Pradesh, in Madhya Pradesh, we have some places which gave stone tools. If there are stone tools means animals are there, but animals cannot create these stone tools. Only advanced animal called human being only can do this. The human beings are not there. The people who lived 1 lakh years ago, people are not there. But these stone tools still remain. And that is the clue from which we are thinking these stone tools were used by these people. And based on the nature of the stone tool, we are trying to understand probably these people were hunters and gatherers, or these people were agricultural producers. Stone tool scheme. Bhimbetka is one place. There even on the walls of the Bhimbetka paintings also came. Animals cannot paint. By looking at the paintings, it is evident that these are not the animals created paintings, these are human species paintings. That means this area must have been populated by some people long ago. Based on the carbon dating method, it is coming 1 lakh years ago. Are you identifying? The history of India goes back to lakhs of years ago. It's not 1000 years old. It's not 2000 years old. The history is to go back to 1 lakh years. Remember, Bhimbetka is in Madhya Pradesh. Next, another site in MP, that is Adamgarh. Here also paintings came. Hathnora, this is also nearby. Hathnora, where human skull emerged. In the excavation, some skull was identified, and based on the radiocarbon dating method, it is also going back to lakhs of years. That is a human brain, human skull, that is also going back to lakhs of years. Next, in Maharashtra, there is a place called Bori near Pune. Around 5 lakh years ago, stone tools came. If it is Bhimbetka itself 1 lakh years ago, in some other place, not even 1 lakh, our ancestry going back to 5 lakh years also. Now, in this location also stone tools came. And the time period of this even goes back to 14 lakh or 15 lakh years, 16 lakh years, it will go on. But now at this point of time, it is in the present day Pakistan region. But in the entire Indian subcontinent, this is how the period is going. You can see this is Sohan Valley or Son Valley. And these are called Old Stone Age, Old Stone or Paleolithic. When it comes to prehistoric Stone Age, we divide into 3: Stone Age, Old Stone Age, Another one is New Stone Age. Old Stone Age means people were depending on hunting plus gathering. New Stone Age means people produced their own agriculture. And there is Middle Stone Age, and that is known as a transition from old to new. Old to new. Lisa? Now, this old, new, and middle in Greek and Latin languages, old is known as Paleolithic, new is Neolithic, and middle is Mesolithic. And these are all depending on no written records, only archaeology. We cannot depend on literature because nothing was written by them. We cannot read. That's why it is also called prehistoric period. Why we call prehistoric means before script came, before writing came, we call prehistory. After writing, we call protohistory. Sorry, history. Before writing, prehistory. After writing, history. But in case of India, a peculiar scenario emerged. We got one culture, they have written something on their panels or on their seals, but still we are not able to read it, unfortunately. We are still trying to decipher it, what they mean. That's why they have written record. That means it is not a prehistoric period. But can we understand it? We cannot read it. That's why we can also categorize it as a historic period. Then somewhere in the middle, it is neither prehistory nor history. In the middle, that is called protohistory, like history. That is how this is one classification, prehistoric period, old, Meso, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic. Old Stone Age, New Stone Age, and Middle Stone Age. Whatever we are seeing, Adamgad, Hathnora, Bhimbetka, Bori, Sohan Valley. Next one, Didwana in Rajasthan, Hunsgi, Karnataka. UPSC give just match the following type, prehistoric sites and states. Attirampakam, in Tamil Nadu. Kurnool Caves. Kurnool Caves in Andhra. Already you got multiple places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 elements came. These are all old stone. That means Paleolithic. Paleolithic. What is their lifestyle? Only hunting plus gathering. Lived in caves. Whenever they get time on the cave walls, they even painted. What they painted? What the animals they hunted? The kind of people they are there. Community dance. Likewise. Hunting gathering. They do not know how to produce their own agricultural practice. Old Stone Age. Clear so far? Next one, they entered into the new stage called New Stone Age. Another important one, New Stone Age. or Neolithic? Please draw the map. New means agriculture. Own food production. Am I audible, students? Clear? Is it audible? We are entering into completely new phase. We Gordon Chill referred as Neolithic Revolution. In UPSC, pit dwellings, Burjhom, it was asked. Mehergarh, first village, it was asked. Cotton production, earliest rice, wheat productions in Neolithic stage, they were asked. Identifying how this life. Different crops are produced, different methods of stone tools. There is a stone tool called celt. Celt is a stone tool used for agriculture purpose. Agriculture purpose. Now, in some of these locations, we got even evidence of burial practices. Mother goddess terracotta. Mother goddess. Images. Identify this. We have not even touched Rigveda. Rigveda not yet reached. But whatever Hindu elements are there, Mother Goddess, Shakti cult, which is going to emerge later. Origins goes to Neolithic or simply prehistoric period. Burial practices also. Mother Goddess also. You can see their food habits which are surviving till today. The cotton, the dressing still surviving. Burial practices still surviving. Mother Goddess concept still surviving. Housing pattern still surviving. You could see that is what Neolithic period. With the stone tools only, human beings have changed their life. You could imagine, can animals do this? Today, many animals, for example, our closest ancestor is gorilla. Hello. Students, am I audible? Is it clear? So now onwards, you are going to get so many prelims questions. Try to make notes properly. These are the important elements which we are going to see. These are the important evidences that came from different places. Millets, different crops, different mother goddess terracotta images we got, burial practices in different locations. These are the various locations. This is how Neolithic. Now, with the stone tools only, they are yet to get metal. Without metal itself, they are able to develop this much. It's like a computer was not there, but humanity entered into industrial revolution. Without a computer itself, industrial revolution came, and that has changed the humanity forever. Whatever we talk today, we take industrial revolution as the reference. That is without a computer. Now, if you give computer to humanity, what humans are going to do? That is going to change or bring revolutionary changes in human evolution in the coming generations. Likewise, these people, they do not know how to use metal. Just with the stone tools only, they are able to do this much progress. Now, if you give metal to their hands, they are going to really progress a lot. That is where first time they are going to change their lifestyle. For the first time, they are going to live in urban areas. In the Indian subcontinent, the first urbanization emerged in Indus region. That is the next chapter. Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization. And in which place? It is very natural that in every place cities will not emerge. Whoever understood first, or whoever understood how to live a stable life, whoever had a strong agricultural base, then gradually they will enter into artisan activities or industrial activities. And gradually they will enter into trading activities. And gradually they will enter into urban culture. So Indus Valley civilization, the time period is like this. This is the peak stage. Peak urbanization. This is early Harappan stage. Early Harappan stage. And this is late Harappan stage. And what is the time period? This is 2600 BC to 1900 BC, 1300 BC. This is 3200 BC. So simply like 600 years earlier, 600 years after, in between 600 years. So if you roughly understand this, 600 years they have taken to move from village to city, flourished for 600 years city life, and once again declined and became villages. This how? Now, which people have the ability to convert villages to urban areas? These are the people. These people are there, these people are there, these people and these people. By 3000, here they are not even entered into agriculture stage. So naturally they will not come. 3000, there is a chance in this zone. 3000, they just started agriculture. They cannot enter into urban phase. And 3000, they are yet to enter into agriculture phase. And these are the people, 7000, they are the one first to enter into urban phase. And this is where the Indus Valley civilization emerged. Indus region. From the prelims point of view, what are the places in which regions we got various evidences? City life means why it is important. This is important because number one, town planning. When someone is not in a position to create their own or produce their own food, now they are building towns with the proper grid structure. Next one, upper town and lower town. They have even divided their town into upper and lower. And this is citadel. And this is lower town. They divided. Now they have advanced water management system. Advanced water management system and proper drainage system. You could see how human beings are evolving from caves to advanced stage. This is the evidence to prove that Indians are moving from primitive lifestyle to the urban lifestyle. Primitive, basic to advanced. This is how the human beings are evolving. Now, what are the places? This is town planning. How these towns emerged? Emergence is not a sudden one. Not sudden one. First, agriculture. Next, agriculture. In the second stage, they should focus on artisan activities, industrial. This is primary. And this is secondary sector. And in the third stage, they should move to the trading activities. That is tertiary. Primary sector, they have strong foundation and they built on top of it strong secondary activities and they entered into strong trading activities. Now they will enter into urbanization because urban people will not produce the agriculture crop. They have to depend on village people for the food. The village people are producing agriculture or crops and now cities are surviving these secondary tertiary activities. So primary villages and now secondary and tertiary urban areas. That a perfect balance is required to manage this. Otherwise, cities will not emerge. And now you see how the people are moving from one stage to the other stage. Now this requires, if someone is doing trading activities and artisan means, there must be proper administrative system also. Perfect coordination is required. If there is a town planning, perfect administration which is ensuring the proper drainage system, proper water management system, connecting the private toilets into the public drainage system, sanitation facilities must be there. That is why this requires a very high level of thinking. Indus Valley people are advanced in thinking. So many products they produced, different artisan activities, different products they produced, and they even went to other areas beyond their civilization to procure the raw materials. There are some precious and semi-precious metals which are not locally available to them. But even they were ready to go to distant areas, take the risk, go distant areas, procure the raw material, manufacture and manufactured product, exporting that. Now, if someone is able to do this means how much advanced in thinking? Prehistoric period to advanced stage, the first urbanization. From the prelims point of view, the various places are there and this is how various developments that are taking place. Make this. And through the places, you will come to know which evidence we got in different places. The places like this. This is Harappa. And this is Mohenjo-daro. Chanhu-daro. Lodhal. Dholavira. Now, when it comes to Harappa, what evidence we got? Town planning. Sorry. Town planning. This also town planning. This is also another town. When it comes to Lodhal, there was a port, dockyard. Dholavira, proper drainage system or water management system was observed. Water management or reservoir. Dholavira is in Gujarat. Lodhal is in Gujarat. Chanhudaro, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa in present-day Pakistan region. Next, there is a place in Rajasthan that is Kalibangan. Here, fire cult. It means they are believing in fire cult. Religious beliefs also emerging. Plowed field. Plowed field. And in the archaeological survey, one area got the marks of plowed as if someone plowed the area. It shows the plowing technique. The plow, even till today, we are following it. Next, in Haryana, Banawali, barley evidence came. A terracotta plow with mud or clay, a model looking like a plow. Even today also, if we go to village who are practicing agriculture, they use the plow. And the same culture is continuing even today also. Next, Haryana. This is Haryana. Kalibangan is in Rajasthan. Rakhi Gadi. It is considered that largest because when excavation took place, Mohenjo-daro was the largest one. But when India got independence, from Indian side also excavations were continuously going on. Rakhi Gadi has given more evidence. By today, it is considered as the largest Harappan civilization. Like that, Dholavira water management reservoir came. Prelims point of view, try to see this. When it comes to Lodhal, dockyard, rice, Mohenjo-daro, wheat, a bronze dancing girl, a bearded priest, and here a male torso came from Harappa. So these are the various places, and from these each and every place, some evidence came. Now, overall, if you see these elements, what kind of analysis we get? Harappan people were eating rice also, and rice is it something now? Are they eating only for the first time? No. Already people who are already there. This is 2600 to 1900 BC. But rice cultivation in India started 5000 BC itself. That's why that tradition is continuing and new elements are also emerging now. Bronze. Bronze, for the first time, they are the one. Bronze is a combination of tin plus copper. Copper is a metal, tin is a metal. By mixing, a new alloy was created, that is bronze. Can you see how human evolution is changing? Earlier, humans were just depending on whatever is available naturally, living in naturally available caves. But now people are not satisfying with whatever they are seeing. They are experimenting with whatever available in nature. That innovation, experimentation is leading to different stages of life. This is how. And now, why in Indian context this is very important means, during British time period, they controlled India. They told and they ideologically they propagated that Europeans were superiors, Indians were inferior. Indians were barbarians, Indians uncivilized, and Indians were backward. These are the terms they used, and they used to justify their rule by saying that our rule will benefit India, don't worry. But ultimately, what happened? They exploited Indian resources and they benefited. India became one of the poorest countries. When they got India, one of the richest, and when they leave India, India became one of the poorest. In that context, when we uncovered our own past, we came to know that 4,000 years ago, when European societies are still in the hunting gathering stage, Indians were living in advanced cities with advanced technologies. It gave self confidence in Indians that whatever British were telling, these are lies and they are just distorting the facts. And now that is how new evidence giving us our own pride back. These are the elements. Now, if someone is doing this, means Indians were advanced in thinking and in experimentation. Bronze, tin and copper, bronze dancing girl. Dancing means they know the art of dance. And girls, dancing girl. Later in Indian tradition, Bharatanatyam, many classical dances, girls or women used to perform. That tradition is coming from Indus Valley civilization itself. And bearded priest, another evidence. And here one male torso. These are the some of the examples. Wheat they were eating, rice they were eating, millets production also there, proper water management, drainage system, reservoirs for the water management, fire cult, plowed field. Likewise, different evidences came. Try to see this very important one. What are the various places? What is the evidence? And these places are also there in which state? Nowadays, UPSC last year only started. Generally, it used to come like this. Suppose it is a place and it is a state. Say like Dholavira, Gujarat, Lodhal, Maharashtra, and Banavali, say like UP. Match the following type. Dholavira, Gujarat is correct and Lodhal is not correct. Now UPSC is adding one more. One more means, say like this. Lodhal, it gives Gujarat only. Banavali, Haryana. Now in this condition, all are correct. Dholavira, Gujarat, Lothal, Gujarat, Banavali, Haryana, correct only. But UPSC last year experimented by giving one more evidence. Evidence? What it is saying? Dholavira, dockyard. Then if it gives, then it becomes incorrect. Lodhal, dockyard or Lodhal rice cultivation, evidence of rice. Then this is correct. Now see, answer completely changed. Banavali, Haryana, this is barley cultivation. Correct one. Now earlier these two incorrect, this is correct. Now this is incorrect and other two are correct now. So that is how it is going to change the game. Could you see this? How 1, 2, 3. That's why you need to know which places, what states are there, and what are the important evidences that are coming from different places. These are Indus Valley civilization. Now, this Indus Valley civilization had so many religious beliefs. These people were also educated people. Script, they knew. These script, they printed on seals. These are the seals. They are like a rectangular or square shape. And they have written something on top. And some kind of animal they printed. Some human forms, human figures they printed. Likewise. As a result, what happened? Indians are able to understand, or we are able to understand what were some kind of religious practices which these people were believing in. This element is important to understand later period, that is Vedic period. Let us give religious practices of IVC. Number 1, animal worship. On these seals, animals were there. Next, tree worship. Now we are talking about which time period? We are talking about 2600 BC onwards. Before that also these elements were there, but clear-cut evidence is coming by this time. And in fact, whatever we are seeing this, even today also, as of 2025 also, same beliefs. Same beliefs without breakdown. Without breakdown. Do you see, this is very unique to the human history. It's in so many places, this type of developments happened in 3000 years earlier, 5000 years ago, 10,000 years ago. But over a period of time, that evidence destroyed. Say like 1000 years ago, some development take place, and whatever happened in 1000 years ago, that is dominating whatever happened before 10,000, 1000 that was destroyed. 1500 years ago, something might have happened, but whatever happened earlier destroyed, and whatever happened in 1500 years ago, that became a dominant feature of certain societies. So that means across the world, these kind of developments were going on in this time period, but that did not survive today. There was a breakdown in some other cultures. Only two civilizations which are still existing since the beginning, that is Chinese civilization, another one is Indian civilization. That is why Indian civilization occupies a very, very significant role in the human history. So whatever we are studying, it is not only about it is not only about Indian, but it is about the history of humanity itself. Because we are still preserving that. We are still preserving means we are carrying the ancestors' belief. That means human civilization, humanity believes till today. And on the other hand, embracing the modernity also, preserving the old values also. That is very unique and very special in case of human history. Otherwise, whenever something new comes, people leave the old habits and they will adapt completely new things. But India is one such place where people are not leaving old habits and at the same time adopting new habits also. This is one such example. Clear cut evidence is coming now. Tree worship, animal worship, proto Shiva, mother goddess symbols are there. Snake worship, beliefs in ghosts. Today also it is going on. Animal worship, tree worship, proto Shiva, mother goddess, snake worship, ghosts, burial practices. Whatever they started, even today also, we are still following. And now these people also did not start this all of a sudden. And already prehistoric people already started this. That means Stone Age people. Stone Age people also had burial practices, mother goddess in some places. And we do not know because evidence is not coming. On top of it now, the people, we are not able to see if they printed, like these people have printed all these in some seals. Had there been such kind of seals before, we would have got. But this kind of evidence is coming now from 2600 BC, but it's not a sudden one. It's going to be the mix of old and new habits. Old habits are preserved and new habits are also emerging. That is going to continue. A religious practice of IVC. And now, after some time, from 1500 BC to 1000 BC, these elements are going to mix with Rig Veda. Now, this also preserved in India. This also preserved in India. This is also preserved in India. This is in Sanskrit language. Even today also Sanskrit people are there. Some people who can read, speak Sanskrit. Rig Veda is considered as the foundation of Hindu tradition. It is there. But it is not alone. Already these beliefs are there. After some time, they are going to mix together Rig Veda. Could you see this? Now, how did it happen? How they decline? When such a advanced civilization was there, how did it decline? Multiple theories are there. Some British archaeologists told some people came from outside and they uprooted, they violently destroyed this urban culture. And that is known as Aryan invasion theory. But problem is there with that. By 1900, this civilization declined. Aryans came in 1500. 400 years gap is there. That's why we are not able to understand it. Next point, ecological degradation. For thousands of years, they have done the same agriculture practice. Deforestation took place. Decline of IVC. Once again, please draw the map so that we will understand. It is getting connected with the next chapter, that is Vedic culture. This one, this is Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Chanhudaro, Dolavira, Lodal, Rakigadi, Banwali, Kalibangan. Multiple dots you can give. Now what happened? This is Sindhu River, Indus. Now this is agriculture. This agriculture gave strong foundation to artisan and from there to trade. That is how the urban civilization. But this is over agriculture, deforestation, monsoon failure, floods sometimes, droughts sometimes, river course changed. River course changed. Now, as a result, what happened? People of this, they will be forced to look for new other areas and they gradually moved to new areas. After 1900, suddenly there is a rise in the settlements in this location, and in this location. That is how different cultures emerged after that. Now, in this location, like these people are migrating to different, and these people may migrate towards this side also. But this side is Indian side. We are dealing with this side, and some people migrate to this. Meanwhile, likewise, some people will come and migrate to this location. Like these people are migrating to find better livelihood. In comparison with these people, this place might be better. Those people who are settling here, the next place may be better one. So that's why they are keep on. Migrations are happening throughout the human history. And this is known as OCP culture. This is known as Ahar culture, ochre colored. In archaeology, this kind of pottery emerged in these locations. Ahar culture in Rajasthan. Identify these names. In prelims, they were asked in which place which culture was identified. Now, this is in Gujarat. Next one, Jorvi culture, Malwa culture. But these people, earlier, these people are advanced bronze they used. But bronze requires high technology, high skills, and they could not continue that practice. But previous tradition using copper becomes easy, and these were called Chalcolithic. simply copper culture. Now, what is happening here? It is earlier stone, later copper came, later bronze experimented, and later once again, due to decline of civilization or culture, once again the copper culture continued. So that is how stone tools. After stone tools, copper tools. After copper, bronze. And after bronze, once again copper. In this way, people, humanity keep on changing. This is after 1900 BC. Meanwhile, a new set of people came and settled in this location. They were called Aryans. And what is the study? What is the evidence for us? That is Rig Veda. Up to now, we have only archaeological evidence. But now onwards, Rig Veda literature is going to be our source that started around 1500 BC. Now it is completely changing into a new phase now. By the time Rig Veda came, Rig Veda is considered as the God's words. That means the literature, the kind of knowledge given by the gods. Rig Veda is considered as the knowledge given by the gods. But before gods gave this knowledge, already in Indian history, so many developments have already taken place. This is, we have purely this Rig Veda as our source to understand Vedic people. Again, these Vedic people settled in this location. Meanwhile, some people are settling here, settling here, settling here, settling here. In other place also, Neolithic people are there. You remember Davoseli heading? This is 1000 BC, Neolithic. This is going on here, Neolithic, Burjahom 2500 BC onwards. Now what is happening? When some people are about to enter into Neolithic or agriculture first time, some people already experimented agriculture. Then they moved to the artisan trading activities and they even lived in cities and they declined also. Meanwhile, some people started giving a new knowledge called Rig Veda. This is about praisings of the gods and the goddesses. And they are going to, in the nature worship, they are going to practice. They could not understand the natural forces. They have given divinity status to these natural forces. Now, what is happening? In some places, a basic style hunting gathering. In some place, agriculture village. In some place, cities. In some place, knowledge also developing, new knowledge. Multiple people, different people having a different cultural traits. Diversity is emerging. This diversity is going to be norm of the country even today also. That's why India is a land of diversity. They have written, but we are not able to understand. We cannot categorize this side also. We cannot categorize this side also. That's why it became proto-history. Till the time we decipher. The moment we decipher, it also becomes this part. So it will be like only two things: prehistory, prehistory and historic period. If we are able to understand through script, if our source is literature, that is history. If our source is only archaeology, that is prehistory. But in case of India, a unique development emerged. That's why we had another classification that is known as proto-history. This is what? This is Vedic or early Vedic we call, or Rig Vedic. History period, IVC, is proto-history, and Stone Age is this one. Is it clear? We entered into completely literary phase. And the moment literature comes, Once literature or the knowledge emerged, once knowledge emerged, this is not written. Orally, they are creating knowledge initially. After some centuries, whatever knowledge that was there, it was written. Today, our source is not literary oral tradition. It is whatever is written in Rigvedic format, whatever is written and given to next generations. This is how. So with this, we have covered prehistory and proto-history. We have seen the timeline. If we go back to the timeline, what is this timeline? You can see this. This is the timeline we have started. Come back to the first one. Stone Age, no literature. IVC, we have seen. Vedic period 1500 BC onwards, the knowledge started. And whatever Rigveda is giving, that is considered as the foundation of Indian civilization, or Indian or Hindu civilization, or Hindu culture, we call Hindu religion. But the term Hinduism is much beyond what Rigveda says. Because the term Hind itself emerged from geography, that is a Sindhu river. The people who are living beyond Sindhu river were called Hindus. That means these people also Hindus, these people also, these people also. But why Rigveda became the foundation means before 1900 there is no archaeological evidence. Our history started from Rigveda only. Our history started from Rigveda only. As technology changed, as the new science progressed, we came to know that there is history for India before Vedic period also, that is IVC and Stone Age. And after knowing information from these two also, now we came to conclusion that whatever elements are there, for example, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Shiva is considered as the beginning point of Vedic period. But after knowing IVC people, already similar concept was there in IVC period itself. So that means, example here, one example, Proto Shiva. That means already before Vedic period itself, this element is there. It entered into this phase also. Now, before this, Mother Goddess. Now, this is entering into IVC. Now, this is entering into IVC. That's why these elements which are given in Rig Veda or later Vedas are not purely are the beginnings of this time period. Some elements already started, they incorporated it. So that's why the identity goes back, the cultural elements which started in prehistoric period entering into new stage. This is what Indian culture is all about. In each and every stage, some new elements will come and also old elements are incorporated. Whatever is there in Stone Age even today also, still it is there. This is Rigvedic period. This we will continue tomorrow. So far we have done 2 chapters. Please revise it so that it becomes easy for you to connect tomorrow's class. All right. If you have any doubts, you can please ask me. Quickly go through new NCRTs. Properly it is given, like images, tables are given, and you will see for Stone Age and IVC, whatever town planning we have understood, whatever images, whatever evidence that is coming from IVC in new NCRT, 6th one and 12th theme one, if you read, images are given. Just take a look, you will come to know how these evidences is visible. All right. Online students, is there any specific doubt you have? Please ask me in the chat box. If you don't have any doubts, we will finish the class here today. Tomorrow, in the next class, we will start with Vedic and we will move on. All right, then. So, this is how the timeline. We have to cover all these things in the coming classes. Thank you very much. We'll meet in the next class. Students on old or new books are there. Those who have already read old books, just go through new NCERT books. Those who have not read at all, they start from old NCERT. Those who have not started, go for old. Those who have already done old, go with new one. That is the sequence. If you have already done, just go through once again fastly so that it becomes a revision for you. All right, that is the sequence. All right, thank you. We will meet in the next session whenever it is scheduled. Thank you. Old and new difference. Let me show you. These are the one. Can you identify this? This is R.S. Sharma. Old NCERT means this book. New NCERT means you can freely download from NCERT website also. Go here. This is one. This is the one. If we go this history, if you go to this website, you will come to know this. This is the one, which are downloadable from this website. New NCERTs. Earlier they were there. This is the one. Old NCERT means this one. So this is how. This is story wise, connected wise. It is good. When it comes to this entire story is not there. That's why. But images are given. Beautiful pictures are given. Well presented. That's why you will understand. Nowadays, questions are coming from this because this is currently in use in NCERT. But to understand the chronology properly, you have to read old NCERT. All right, so this is how. You can download freely new NCERTs. Old NCERTs you cannot download. You have to purchase. And these also you can purchase. But if you are comfortable with reading PDF, you can do that. All right then. Thank you. Thank you very much.